Hello and welcome to our audio slideshow about the Mpowerment Project. This slideshow is geared toward anyone interested in learning more about the Mpowerment Project, especially those who are thinking about implementing the Mpowerment Project in their community. Tested through rigorous scientific studies, the Mpowerment Project has been shown to reduce rates of unprotected anal sex among young gay and bisexual men. The CDC lists the Mpowerment Project in their compendium of HIV prevention interventions with evidence of effectiveness. In addition, the RAND Corporation, independent from the CDC or the Mpowerment Project researchers, examined various HIV prevention approaches and found that the Mpowerment Project is one of the most cost-effective approaches to HIV prevention. RAND is encouraging its widespread use because it has the potential to prevent the greatest number of infections when compared to all other prevention strategies evaluated. The Mpowerment Project continues to be an excellent HIV prevention choice for targeting HIV-negative and HIV-positive young gay and bisexual men of diverse ethnic or racial backgrounds, and who live in a variety of places, such as inner-city neighborhoods, medium and small cities, and less urban communities. The project was designed to address the needs of each community where it is implemented, and the driving force of the project has always been the men of the community themselves. The Mpowerment Project is also an HIV prevention strategy that has kept up with changes in the epidemic and current trends among young gay or bisexual men. Although it was originally developed a number of years ago, all the materials and methods to implement it have been updated. Originally, it only focused on mobilizing men to reduce rates of unprotected sex, but one major area that has been updated is a new focus on mobilizing men to test regularly for HIV. The Mpowerment Project is run by a core group that is made up of a diverse cross-section of the young gay and bi men's community. The core group decides on most everything having to do with the project. The men decide what to call themselves, they choose a logo, they decide what activities to run, they decide on forum themes, outreach events, you name it, the core group chooses it. By giving decision-making power over to the men of the community, the intervention adapts to the changing dynamics of time, place, and target population. As such, no two empowerment projects look exactly the same. And because it is run by an ever-changing mix of young gay and bi men, it is completely current. In addition to reducing social isolation and fostering a sense of healthy community building, many organizations have successfully used the Mpowerment Project to address issues that young men face in their daily lives that can directly or indirectly affect their risk behavior. Projects help young men improve their socioeconomic situation by providing GED tutoring and low-cost housing opportunities, offering job training and placement programs, and helping them develop and hone new marketable skills. Projects also address religion and spirituality, gender identity, pride in one's cultural heritage, immigration challenges, homophobia, stigma about being HIV positive, domestic violence, childhood sexual abuse, and dating and relationships. By incorporating these and many other issues, agencies are successfully integrating the Mpowerment Project into the context of young gay and bisexual men's lives. Also, it is important to know this. The ability to change and adapt is written into the Mpowerment Project's DNA. It was made from the start to be adapted by each community for its own community. In our revised project materials, we offer ideas about how the process of adaptation can work, so that if a project wants to adapt it, they know how to do so in keeping with the original ideas of the program. But we also give specific ideas about how to adapt it for diverse populations. For example, we provide a lot of ideas about how to adapt the Mpowerment Project for young, black, gay, or bisexual men. The Mpowerment Project is both a community-level and a multi-level HIV prevention intervention. That is, the goal of the program is to reach all young gay and bi men in the community through a combination of small, medium, and large events. This includes everything from weekly discussion groups, to field trips, to large dances, picnics, or parties. The Mpowerment Project also uses eye-catching, interactive, venue-based outreach. Mpowerment includes one-time facilitated group discussions called M-groups. Mpowerment trains and encourages men to conduct what we call informal outreach, which is where young men encourage each other to be safe and to get tested for HIV. Empowerment includes a project space or a young men's community center as well as a publicity campaign. In addition, empowerment focuses on the huge array of reasons why young gay and bisexual men are at risk for HIV or don't get tested regularly for HIV. Some reasons for being risky stem from things that are individual and specific to the men themselves. For example, a lack of knowledge about how to communicate about wanting safer sex, or believing that safer sex isn't enjoyable. Sometimes reasons that young men are unsafe come from interpersonal issues, such as having a boyfriend, or problematic relationship dynamics. Social issues can play a part too, such as not feeling supported about having safer sex, and not having a safe place to spend time with other young men. If an intervention only focuses on changing one issue, such as men's attitudes about safer sex, but ignores interpersonal issues, social support, and altering the social environment, then the intervention will not be as effective as a multi-level one like the Empowerment Project. Likewise, there are a lot of reasons why young men do not get regularly tested for HIV, and the Empowerment Project can address these factors too. Since young gay and bisexual men engage in unsafe sex or postpone HIV testing for a variety of reasons, the Empowerment Project's core elements try to address the variety of contributors to risk behavior and reluctance to test regularly in order to establish safer sex and regular testing as a community norm. Additionally, some projects also address biomedical approaches to HIV prevention by encouraging HIV-positive men to get into treatment. Over the past several years, as we've studied implementation of the Empowerment Project across the country, we've seen successful adaptations of the Empowerment Project for semi-rural as well as for urban locations, for men of all races and ethnicities, but also for specific racial or ethnic target populations, such as monolingual Spanish-speaking MSM or African-American MSM. Adapting the Empowerment Project for unique communities of young gay and bisexual men is not just something to be talked about in theory, but is in fact something currently happening in the real world. The updated manuals, training materials, and technical assistance include things we have learned from these groups across the United States. And we have learned a lot from these real-world implementations that we are able to pass on to organizations considering implementing the Empowerment Project. We encourage you to consider the Empowerment Project when deciding on an HIV prevention intervention targeting young gay and bisexual men. For more detailed information on the Empowerment Project, including an overview of the Empowerment Project's core elements and key characteristics, plus the guiding principles of the intervention, please refer to empowerment.org. Our website has a host of information available, including links to research papers, our Empowerment Project Facebook, MySpace, and YouTube pages, and much more. Or, if you would like to talk directly with one of our Empowerment Project technical assistance specialists, don't hesitate to call. They love talking empowerment, and they have a lot of experience helping to implement empowerment with agencies all across the country. Thank you for your interest in the Empowerment Project and for taking an interest in the health and well-being of gay and bisexual men in your community.